Miriam Freedman is an attorney and a school law expert, particularly about special education. Recently, a book party was held in honor of her new release, Fixing Special Education, 12 Ways to Transform a Broken System. One North Maine was on hand for this party, and here's what Miriam had to say.
My goal in writing this book is to open the discussion and frankly to deal with the elephant in the room, this topic that we're kind of not allowed to touch because it's just the way it is and has been for 35 years.
I have read it. I have read all of her books. I think it's probably her best book in terms of discussing issues that are very important to all of us in special education and offering some suggestions for fixing it.
I've worked with Miriam in many capacities over the last few years. I've known her I first met her as a presenter, and recently I've worked with her on some special education initiatives. I have read all of her books. They're wonderful, and I have celebrated many special education days with her over the last few years, and so I was looking forward to this opportunity to celebrate another one with her. She's a fabulous person.
I'm delighted to be here to support her in the coming out of her book. She's put a lot of thought into it and has worked in the field for all these years, and I think it's great that she has a chance to share her insights with the world. So I'm really excited for her and the book.
Miriam is probably the only person that I know who could write this kind of book, and I think there's a few reasons for that. The first is her just wealth of knowledge in special education law. She's been at this for quite a while. Her experience as a teacher, as a hearing officer, as an attorney and advocate for public schools is unparalleled. So, so those are two qualities that come to mind. She also has the wisdom to know that in special education you can't be destructive, you have to be constructive. And what that means is that she's willing to acknowledge and celebrate Special Education Day, as she has for the past however many years, 3 or 4 years, I think 5 years.
But who's counting?
But yeah, to celebrate special education, to acknowledge the flaws in the system and try to work to improve them by providing good alternatives to improve the system. She has the creativity to make the book accessible. I don't know if any of you would want to read a 4-inch thick treatise on special ed. I know I wouldn't. So the fact that it's a book that you can thumb through in a very quick amount of time, I think is a great thing as well. And finally, she has the guts to basically share her thoughts and opinions, put it out there, even if they're not the most popular or a little bit controversial. So I respect that as well. So Miriam, I congratulate you. I thank you for your mentoring. I applaud all your hard work. And I look forward to the success that you'll have with this book.
Thank you. Because the system is broken, and I think most of us know it. So I want to start off, I do have a few comments. I want to start off by thanking all of you for being here. As Hillary Clinton says, it takes a village. And you are my village. As I look around, I have people who've known me in so many parts of my life, in my neighborhood, in my law firm, at SPEDCO, the Special Education Day Committee, which is today. Ed's here, but the other two are coming, I believe. My husband, of course, Dan, who finally people can say, yes, she does have a husband. And he has lots of pockets. Anyway, and friends along the way. But what's been most shocking and amazing to me, when I said I'm writing a book, I want to really change how it is. I got so much encouragement from all kinds of people because I think most of us know in our heart that the system is broken. And so I want to thank you, the village, if you will, and hope that you'll stay with the book. If you know people who might be interested in it, if you know anybody in television or media, let me know and that kind of a thing. If you know someone who'd like to have a talk about these issues, because my goal really is to open it up. All right, so let me see where we are. Why special ed? And as Andrea said, we absolutely must honor the successes we achieve. And so I opened the book actually with the story of Eleanor. It was a beautiful September morning. First day of school in New York City, back in the 1950s. And Eleanor, my friend's mother, took her little sister, Eleanor, to school. Eleanor was 6 years old. At the schoolhouse door, the principal said, "No, we don't take children like that." Eleanor clearly had Down syndrome. And she walked home with her mother, never went to school. I actually know her. She's still being cared for. The deal is, that's why we have special education law. Because some children, not all, but some, were excluded from our schools in the 50s, the 60s, the 70s. And we had lawsuits. And then the law that Gerald Ford signed December 2nd, 1975, which is why we established Special Education Day on December 2nd. And you'll be happy to know that it is now celebrated border to border, coast to coast. They had an event today in Anchorage, Alaska. Who would have thought? So unbelievable. And I do believe with the power of the web that within 5 years it will be kind of everywhere. But that's neither here nor there. That was what special ed was done to do. And it worked. Beyond our wildest dreams, we have 6 million kids in special ed. We have $80 billion spent on it back 10 years ago. We have 12 extra billions coming from the stimulus package. You know, everybody's racing for race to the top money. And everybody, all the states are hiring $1 million consultants and all that. 4.5 billion. Special ed is adding 12 billion. And my question for myself and for all of us is, do we know what we're doing? Are we doing any good? Is it going to kids? Is it going to teaching and learning? Or is it going to bureaucracy, lawyers, lawsuits, blah, blah, blah? So frankly, I knew I was writing the right book last week when, you know, timing is everything. I hope this impresses you, but it impressed me and made me so depressed. The Mass Lawyers Weekly. Is it in the box? Oh, right here. Ah, yeah, that's the article, but I just want to show. Yeah. So Mass Lawyers Weekly, just to show it in black and white, front page story. Cases with special needs. And then it goes on for the entire page 20. Huge story. Here's the tagline. With school resources dwindling, special education disputes attract lawyers. So the answer of some in the legal community is, let's have more lawsuits. If parents don't trust schools, get a lawyer. Well, my answer is totally different. My answer you'll see in 12 steps. The first step, you'll be happy to know, I've joked with a lot of my friends that I'm a self-hating lawyer. So the first step is we must end litigation, the right to sue about a program, free, appropriate public education. It's ridiculous that after 35 years of this law, we still don't know what a FAPE is, a free, appropriate public education. So I don't want to get too far into the book. I hope some of you will buy it, read it, and I hope it'll start a discussion. Let me end with the story of the March of Dimes, which is inspiring to all of us. Some of you, I won't say some of you will remember, because nobody's that old. But back in the 30s, President Roosevelt began the National Poliomyelitis Association Society, whatever, in order to find a cure for polio. And people, it was believed that he had polio. Not sure that he did, but okay. And people started collecting dimes. And it grew beautifully. And the March of Dimes collected tons of money. And sure enough, 20 years later, in the 50s, they had the Salk and the Sabin vaccine. And so, the March of Dimes did not continue to look for a cure for polio. Now they shifted missions, and now they work with premature babies and infants around the world. A totally different mission. My goal in this book is to convince people that we solved the problem of Eleanor. Every Eleanor is in school getting excellent services from a lot of the people in this room who work for the public schools and know what they're doing. So there's no reason to continue to have lawyers arguing about Eleanor. I do not want lawyers in my kids' schools arguing about which reading program the children are going to learn. I do not want parents to have the job of enforcing this law. I want educators, parents, and students to work together. It's the only way we're going to achieve good education. And thank you for being here. Thank you.